Yeah, you have done incredible work.
In 10 years, it will show you what it does. Senate of South and PPP has constantly engaged in underhand dealings.
We now go Buhari, with the goal of this party, our president, to this APC, to come up and speak something for this thing.
Since the man just come back, nothing to talk to followers.
The Akwa Ibom APC caretaker committee chairman has been operating as though he's a domestic staff of Senator John Udom Emmanuel.
Position, you don't remember. Hey, we'll get to for Africa. When your brother is producing something and you patronizing your brother,
there is only one seat and only one man will sit on that seat. Let us be careful what we say and who we say is going to be the governor or be a senator or be a member of the House of Representatives and all of that. Let us also give respect to the office that we all occupy, that God has called us. And be careful that these things that we say, they have a way of having a ripple effect. You must have to understand that in the midst of all of this, God is still God.
Listen to Planet's 101.1 FM News at 7 a.m., 12 noon, and 6 p.m. with our news in special English at 2:30 p.m., Mondays to Fridays. Planet's Radio 101.1 FM, evolving around you.
It's the news at noon. In the news, CBN deploys 30,000 agents nationwide to boost cash swap. Akwa Ibom State Governor Udom Emmanuel frowns at indiscriminate waste disposals within Roma metropolis. Governorship candidate of YPP, Senator Bassey Albert, assures Ikono people of rural infrastructures if elected into power. On the foreign scene, Sudan's leader Fattah Burhan visits Chad to boost ties. And sports, Victor Osimhen scores as Napoli defeat Roma 2-1 in Serie A. Commentary after the news is on the changing dynamics of 2023 politics in Akwa Ibom State. Details coming up shortly. Good afternoon and welcome to the news on Planet Radio 101.1 FM. I am Rachel David White. Our first report this afternoon is that the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has deployed 30,000 super agents nationwide to enhance its cash swap initiative in the hinterlands, rural areas and regions underserved by banks in the country, just as it announced that President Muhammadu Buhari's approval of the extension of the deadline for the return of old 200 naira, 500 naira, and 1,000 naira notes from January 31st, 2023 to February 10th, 2023. The CBN Governor, Udom Emmanuel, disclosed this in a statement he signed. Also speaking with newsmen in the President's county home, Daura, Katsina State, Emmanuel said the extension of the deadline was to enable more Nigerians successfully change their currencies to the redesigned banknotes, reducing the risk of loss, especially among the underserved in rural areas. Back here, Akwa Ibom State Government has approved the participation of the state in the State Action of Business Enabling Reforms, SABA. Commissioner for Information and Strategy in Mabong, who disclosed this while briefing correspondents at the end of a meeting, said the program would increase efficiency and transparency in the delivery of government business services, especially in land administration in the state. On the recent award of a power distribution license to Ibom Utility Company, the Commissioner assured that the state investment in power will be maximized to the benefit of the people and help the attainment of the power for all aspiration of government. According to the Commissioner, the Executive Council also approved the award of contracts for the construction of internal roads in Shelter Africa State, Uyo. He said the Council further approved the implementation of the Akwa Ibom State Social Investment and Poverty Alleviation Policy through the Akwa Ibom State Empowerment Program. Government House correspondent Jen Owa reports that the Executive Council, however, charged the Ministry of Labour and Manpower Planning to ensure that Dakada's Skills Acquisition Center, Ikono commences fully within the next 2 months. In the meantime, Akwa Ibom State Governor Udom Emmanuel has frowned at the indiscriminate waste disposal and pesting of bills along walkways in Uyo metropolis. Governor Emmanuel stated this when he received an award presented to the state as the cleanest state in Nigeria. The governor directed the State Environmental Protection and Waste Management Agency to apprehend and prosecute defaulters to serve as deterrent to others. Governor Emmanuel appreciated the commitment of the Waste Management Agency for making the state emerge the cleanest state in Nigeria for the 5th consecutive time, and for their commitment towards sustaining a clean and healthy environment in the state. The governor, however, urged the agency to put modalities and innovation in place to convert waste into wealth. Government House correspondent Jen Owa reports that earlier, the chairman of the State Environmental Protection and Waste Management Agency, Prince Akwa, had thanked Governor Udom Emmanuel for his vision and leadership in promoting environmental sustainability in Akwa Ibom State, which has projected the state into national and international reckoning as the cleanest state in Nigeria from 2018 to 2022. In politics, the governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, in Akwa Ibom State, Pastor Omoina, has stated that his administration would build an inclusive, diversified, and industrialized economy if voted in the forthcoming governorship election. Speaking at the maiden edition of the Omoina Town Hall series, a special interactive session with professional bodies and interest groups in the state, held at the Ibom Icon Hotel, Uyo, the governorship hopeful hinted that his administration would leverage on available resources in the state to build a robust economy. The Town Hall series was deliberately designed to provide a more direct platform for public engagement with the leading candidates as a more clustered debate and not afford the people ample access required to ask deep, pertinent questions. Pastor Enor, who offered more insight into his blueprint for the state, said the plans would be made possible by expanding and consolidating on achievement of the incumbent governor, Udom Emmanuel, who he noted has approved Akwa Ibom from a purely civil service to a more economical, viable state. Speaking on rural development, the frontline candidate said he would, together with his team, work tirelessly to reduce poverty and unemployment across the state. On other sectors, the former Lands and Water Resources Commissioner, who pledged to boost agriculture, tourism and education, said he would sustain peace in the state and ensure that Akwa Ibomites enjoy the basic necessities of life. He assured the youth that he will build ICT hubs, revive the science spark, and also support those in entertainment and the creative industry. Still in politics, Ikono people have been assured of an impending era of massive development of roads and other rural infrastructures under the YPP government if elected into power. Senator Bassey Albert Akpan governorship candidate of the Young Progressives Party, while addressing the massive crowd of supporters at the various locations during the Ward to Ward campaign, also promised to revamp the College of Art and Science, Nolcom in Ikono local government area, to meet the 21st century educational standard and also make the area become an agricultural hub, in addition to an oil palm processing mill. Oba regretted the deplorable condition of roads in Ikono, promising to construct the Ikorayan Nolcom Road, Itagi Korudom /Ubom Ikonseyan Road, when he becomes the next governor. He maintained that his passion for education, which has so far led him to sponsor over 481 students in universities, will not die when elected into office, as he will do more for Akwa Ibom students, including payment of bursaries. The gubernatorial hopeful, who identified health as a very critical sector, said he will also upgrade the standard of the General Hospital Ibiaku Ndogbo, urging the people to safeguard their PVCs, which will enable them vote for him in this year's election. Lending a voice to her husband's, Pastor Bassey Albert said they will create opportunities for youth through social services and empowerment of women using cooperatives and Operation Basic Communities, OBA. Similarly, Janet Amber, wife of the deputy governorship candidate, said the best thing for Ikono people and the entire state will be to have Oba as governor. While regretting the deplorable condition of roads in Ikono, she said Oba's sterling record as commissioner and senator should convince them to believe in his capacity and urge all to keep their PVCs and vote for Oba for a better Akwa Ibom. The chairman of YPP in Akwa Ibom State, Apostle Nyenime Andy, while appreciating the people of Ikono for their love, promised that their deplorable condition will soon be over, maintaining that Oba, their son, remains the most qualified and fully prepared for governorship. In his tone setting, the Director General of Akwa Ibom Campaign Organization, Pastor Sonny Ibut, said time has come to have a son from the Eastern Ibibio, Ikono, as the next governor of Akwa Ibom State. After enumerating the various positive qualities of Oba, he asked for support for all YPP candidates while assuring them that their conditions will improve with Oba as governor. You're listening to the news on Planet Radio 101.1 FM Uyo. Let's take a breather and then bring you more stories from a foreign, sport and entertainment scenes. Do stay with us.
So, my son, welcome to the Kalangulo Shrine. The gods are with us. What can I do for you?
Baba, the way you do me, and I even sick self. I think say him give me HIV.
Eh? No.
What do you mean, Baba?
No way anybody fits use witch give you HIV. If anybody tell you that one, na lie dem talk. Because witch no fit give person HIV.
No matter how the witch strong, nobody fit give or carry HIV from witchcraft.
Thanks for staying with us. On a foreign scene, Sudanese military leader Abdel Fattah Burhan has traveled to neighboring Chad for talks aimed at cementing ties between the two countries. According to reports, Burhan and Chadian interim military leader Mohamed Idris Deby met in N'Djamena and renewed their commitment to implement a 2018 bilateral agreement. In sports, Victor Osimhen and Giovanni Simon ensured Napoli continued their march toward the first Serie A title in over 3 decades with the decisive goal in a 2-1 win over Roma, which pushed the team 13 points clear of Fattah Park. Osimhen's 14th league strike of the champion and campaign was one of the goals of the season and a blistering opener to an enthralling encounter, which ended with Napoli taking yet another step forwards glory. On the entertainment scene, Nigerians have taken to social media to condemn popular Nigerian Afropop singer Iyanya Mbok, professionally known by his stage name Iyanya, for pushing a fan off stage while spraying him money in Akwa Ibom, in Awka, Anambra State. Reacting to the massive backlash he received because of the push, Iyanya, in a tweet on his Twitter handle, explained that the fan was slapping his face with the money. It's been the news on Planet Radio 101.1 FM, but before we go, a recap of the major stories. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has deployed 30,000 super agents nationwide to enhance its cash swap initiative in the hinterlands, rural areas and regions underserved by banks in the country, just as it announced that President Muhammadu Buhari's approval of the extension of the deadline for the return of old 200 naira, 500 naira and 1,000 naira notes from January 31st, 2023 to February 10th, 2023. Akwa Ibom State Governor Udom Emmanuel has frowned at the indiscriminate waste disposals and pesting of bills along walkways in Uyo metropolis. Ikono people have been assured of an impending era of massive development of roads and other rural infrastructures under the YPP government if elected into power. On a foreign scene, we told you that Sudanese military leader Fattah Burhan has traveled to neighboring Chad for talks aimed at commencing ties between the two countries. And sport, we reported that Victor Osimhen and Giovanni ensured Napoli continued their march towards a first Serie A title in over 3 decades with the decisive goal in a 2-1 win over Roma, which pushed the team 13 points clear of Fattah Park. For comment and coverage of the newsworthy event, call our newsroom on 0812-770-2940. Visit our website on planet101fm.ng and follow us on Twitter at planet_101fm. Also like our Facebook page at planet101fm Uyo. The news was edited by Isaiah Udo and Jane Owa. As we end the news, always remember that right is right, even if no one else does it. Commentary after the news is on the changing dynamics of 2023 politics in Akwa Ibom State. I am Rachel David White. Good afternoon.